What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the undefeated collaboration with Nike on the Air Terra Humera in this cargo khaki and light Menta colorways. So the Nike Air Terra Humera originates back to 1998 and it was a sneaker obviously with ties to Nike trail running. But even though it was originally intended to be used on the trails, it was often adopted as more of a lifestyle sneaker. So fast forward to late 2023, Undefeated released two colorways of this shoe, one in black and one in more of a white based colorway. And then they followed that up with a release last month of two new colorways, both of which I ended up grabbing on their website. So these released on February 24th for $170 USD each, or 265 Canadian dollars on their website, or 225 Canadian dollars on the Nike Sneakers website. So the colorway for this pair is cargo khaki and wheatgrass, whereas for this one, it's light Menta, black, and iron gray. And from what I know at least, this cargo khaki colorway seems to be an Undefeated exclusive colorway, whereas this light Menta pair, this one was available through Nike, or at least here in Nike Canada. So here's a quick look at the packaging. So this comes in a natural colored cardboard box, and we have these muddy footprints on the top, along with the play on the Nike Trail logo, but it's replaced with the Undefeated logo on top. And then on the sides of the box, we have this muddy splatter effect. We have Undefeated branding on this side, and then on the bottom of the box, it says here, Play Dirty. Underneath the top lid, we also have the words Play Dirty here, and then we have that same muddy footprint graphic on the paper itself. So taking a deep dive into both of these sneakers, as we start things off with the toe box, you can see this is crafted using a thick woven nylon, and we have this hit of suede right above this towards the eyelets. Surrounding the front toe cap, in contrast to the nylon, we have this shaggy suede, so it's done in this olive color on the cargo khaki pair, and more of a teal color on the light Menta pair. You'll also notice we have these slits on either side, revealing this reflective 3M layer underneath. And then surrounding the front toe cap for added durability, we have this rubber overlay in black, which actually has these spiky protrusions coming out of it. Moving downwards, covering the side panels of the shoe, we have this reflective 3M panel, which forms the eyelets of the sneakers. So this is done in this teal finish on the light Menta pair, and this olive finish on the cargo khaki pair. Underneath this, we have this crescent-shaped overlay of 3M, and then beneath this, we have a smooth suede, which is done in this tonal finish on the light Menta pair, and black on the cargo khaki pair. Moving downwards, on the lateral side, we have more of that nubuck that we saw earlier, and we have the word play pressed in on the lateral side of the shoe, and the word dirty pressed onto the medial side. Beneath this, we have more of that same nylon that we saw earlier on the toe box. And then overlaid on top of this, we have this tumbled leather swoosh, which is done in this black color on the light Menta pair, and more of a light tan color on the cargo khaki pair. And then hanging off of this, we have this blue tag with Undefeated branding. Next to this, we have another overlay of smooth suede, but this panel here is entirely perforated. And then wrapping around the bottom of the heel, we have this large rubber overlay, just like the one that we saw earlier on the front toe cap, which gives you added durability. Beneath this, we have an internal heel cup, which gives you added structure and support for the back end of the shoe. And you can see on the middle of the heel, we have both the Nike swoosh and Undefeated branding. And then hanging off the top of the shoe, we have this pull tab with Undefeated branding here as well, and it's surrounded by suede on either side along with reflective 3M. In terms of laces, so each pair comes with two different lace options. For the cargo khaki pair, the standard lace that they come with is an oval shaped lace in gray, but they also come with an oval shaped speckled lace in this green finish. And as far as the light Menta pair, the standard lace that they come with is an oval teal colored lace, but they also come with these laces right here, which is a very vibrant magenta colored lace, and it's also speckled. And I'm usually the type of guy that prefers the standard lace that each shoe comes with, but in the case for this collaboration, I gotta say I prefer the alternate laces for both pairs. Underneath this, the tongue is crafted using that same nylon material that we saw on the toe box. We have this bungee or elastic running across the middle, and then the top of the tongue has a different color to it, but it's also crafted using that same nylon. We have this diamond-shaped patch with the Undefeated trail branding on it, and then on the top of the tongue, we have this M-shaped layer of reflective 3M. The interiors of the shoe are covered in mesh, so we have this purple liner on the light Menta pair, and this gray color on the cargo khaki pair. And then as far as the insoles go, nothing too special. This is your typical foam line insole However, they do have distinct graphics on them. So for the Light Menta pair, it's done in a darker finish. We have the Undefeated branding on the heel, and then same thing for the Cargo Khaki pair, except the insole itself is done in a brighter tan colored shade instead. So the upper of this shoe sits atop this foam midsole, which I suspect is just basic EVA foam. In either case, the midsoles are given this speckled paint finish to it, which gives the shoe a little bit more of that trail inspired flavor. And in addition to the EVA foam, they also incorporate Nike Air technology. This is visible on the heels of the shoe, where you can see that air bubble, but it's actually protected and encased within a little bit more foam than a typical Nike Air Max 1 or Air Max 90, for example, which makes sense considering these shoes are meant to be worn on the trails. Turning the shoe over to the bottom, so the outsoles here are constructed out of this gray colored rubber, but we have these complementary colors that are a little bit different. So for the Light Menta pair, we have this magenta colored finish with that trail logo done in teal and magenta. And in the case for the Cargo Khaki pair, we have these slight hits of orange instead. So that breaks down the look and the construction of both of these pairs. And for those wondering about sizing, so my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got both of these in a size 10 and they fit me pretty well. One thing I have to say though is the materials on these shoes are not that forgiving, they're not stretchy whatsoever, and I feel like it's not really a shoe that will break in that much. With that said, I still feel like true to size should fit most people unless you have a really wide foot. So I feel like for narrow, normal, or slightly wide footers, go true to size and you should be okay. But if your feet are really wide, you probably want to go up half a size. To give you guys a point of comparison, I also go true to size in recent Air Max 1s, Air Max 90s, whereas I go up half a size in models like the Air Max 95 and the Air Huarache. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so these feel pretty basic when it comes to comfort. Generally speaking, it's a little bit more on the firm side underfoot. And even though there's Nike Air technology, I honestly couldn't feel it that much. It didn't have any noticeable bounciness to it, and maybe it's just a matter of breaking them in, but straight out of the box, I wouldn't say that they were that comfortable. Still, for a shoe that's meant to be worn on the trails, I'm assuming there's probably more uncomfortable alternatives out there. So if you're looking for a shoe to be worn off the roads, these probably won't be the best or the worst options out there when it comes to comfort. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality, I thought it was very solid. Both the shaggy suedes and the flatter suedes they used on the shoe, it felt like it was nice, genuine materials. And I like the uniqueness of the other materials like these reflective panels, this tough nylon base layer, and the rubber overlays I thought was a nice added touch as well. So it gave us a good mixture of materials, a nice variety, and that's something I really appreciated. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, my only issue was that between both shoes, I noticed, for example, some panels on one shoe would be a little bit taller or bigger compared to those same panels on the other shoe, which is just an example of inconsistencies when it comes to the manufacturing process. But as far as between my left foot and right foot for the same colorway, they seem to line up pretty well, so at least they got that right, and it won't be an issue when I'm rocking one singular colorway. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. This is one of those collaborations that I didn't expect that I would really appreciate. Maybe it's just a matter of the colorways, and what I mean by that is Undefeated getting the colorways right this time. I remember when I saw the December release, neither of those colorways caught my eye whatsoever. They still don't, but something about this pack, I love the classic trail shoe vibe of this cargo khaki colorway, but at the same time it still has color to it and it has its own character to it, as opposed to simply just being a black or a predominantly white based version. And as far as this light Mensa colorway, say no more. This one is absolutely wild. It's such a retro 90s vibe to it. I love it so much. And obviously it comes down to one being the more wearable and versatile pair, and the other one being the real head turner. So if I had to pick one, I think I'm leaning towards the light Mensa colorway. It's just such a fun, vibrant colorway, and it's so unique compared to anything else I have in my collection. But at the same time, I suspect this one will get a lot more wear, so it's a really tough decision for me to make. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Undefeated collaboration with Nike? Between the two, which of the two do you guys prefer? And for anyone watching, did you also pick up one or two or none of these pairs? And what are your thoughts about them? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esgo8. Check me out on X at sean.go spelt out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the continued love and support, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video.